Hey guys, so this is just a small story of how I got my appendix removed. So it was the day after Christmas. The day before the day of Christmas, I had the healthiest meal that a human being could possibly consume. So I went to bed that night. I woke up at about 2 a.m. and I had a sharp but numb pain in my stomach. So I'm like, okay, maybe I have a stomach ache, I ate something bad. But then I ate something really healthy though. So I get up, I go to the bathroom, I have a bowel movement, and then I notice that my stomach is still hurting. So I fix me some tea, I have some calm tea, and then I lay on the sofa. And I usually get up at like 7 o'clock a.m. to get to work on time. So it's about 3 o'clock and my stomach is still hurting. I end up falling asleep at about 5:30, and then I woke up at 6, and I was still in pain. It was horrible. The tea did a little something, but it didn't do much what I wanted to do. So I'm like, okay, well, let me get up to work, get up and go to work, because I have a medical center at our job's campus. So I'm driving to work, and just on a scale of 1 to 5, the pain's at like a 2. Just think of somebody like punching you in your stomach like this. That's the type of pain it was. So when I really knew something was wrong was when at my job we have these speed bumps. So each time I went over a speed bump, it felt like my stomach was like maneuvering in my belly like this, and it was hurting. And then I really knew something was wrong when I was going down the stairs at my job, and I was feeling like it was like each step was like. So I called my doctor up and I was like, hey, I'm having stomach pains, check me out, make sure everything's okay. So I get to my doctor, lift your shirt up, and he does this exam where he presses down on like the left side of my abdomen, and he's like, does it hurt? Just like that. I'm like, no, not at all. And so he moves over to the right side. He presses down. And as soon as he presses down, I did like a jolt. And then when he lifts up, when he lift up his hand off, that's where it hurt the most. And I'm like, yeah, doctor, it hurts right there really bad. And he was like, oh, let me do it again. I'm like, really, bruh? Really? I just told you it hurt. Why'd you want to do it again? So he does it again. I'm like, yeah, it really hurts. Please don't do it again. He was like, okay, well, I'm concerned because your appendix is there. I said, my who? He said, your appendix. It's like this little small thing. It's as small as your pinky. Well, not my pinky, because it's not your normal size, but it's as small as your pinky, and it's connected to like the intestine. No one really knows why it's there, but there are human beings that can function without it. So I'm like, okay, well, you want to give me some medicine? He's like, no, you have to go to the ER. I'm like, are you serious? So yeah, I rushed down to the ER, and I signed up. I literally wrote, my stomach hurts, help. Because on the way there, it was like gradually increasing. The pain was like gradually increasing over time. So they checked me in, they put me into that tacky hospital gown, and they're like, well, when's the last time you ate? And I was like, 7:30 this morning. And they're like, okay, well, we need to conduct a CAT scan to make sure that your appendix is not inflamed. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, the doctor just drew blood, I'm hungry, nobody's telling me what's happening, my stomach hurts. And at this point, like the slightest move, like if I move like that, I was in pain. I moved like that, I was in pain. And then if I pull my legs up like that, it was even more pain. And so like right now, like the slightest movement was just pain. And on a scale of 1 to 5, it was like a 4. So they gave me like this detox water to wash away all my sins and stuff so I could do the CAT scan. So they finally put me to the CAT scan machine, and they come back, like, so Tevin, you have appendicitis. I said, who? It's appendicitis. So she tells me what appendicitis is, but she does it in the basically I need like the King James version of appendicitis, so I had to look it up myself. So Basically, appendicitis is the inflammation of the appendix due to, it could either be to a blockage by the stool in your intestine, a foreign body that's in your system, or a form of cancer. So I was like, I know I ain't got cancer. And I had a bowel movement that morning, and foreign body, I just had like the healthiest food that a human being could possibly consume. So I'm like, I don't really know what causes this. So she walks in, she's like, so you have to have surgery. I'm like, no, I'm not. And she's like, yes, if you don't have surgery, then your appendix could burst, and then it could get into your bloodstream and kill you. So I'm like, okay. So I started Googling. I'm like, can you live with appendicitis? How long can you live? Is there a cure for it without having to do surgery? And there were results saying, yeah, some people can live with it if you want to deal with the pain. But one, I didn't want to deal with the pain, so that was already off the list. Some said that it's rare, but it can get better over time. But I didn't want that to happen. It ended up bursting and causing even more pain and more surgery and so forth. So I was like, let me just get this removed. So I get to surgery, and they have surgery about 7:30 that night. And I shout out to the doctors at Bethesda East. They make me feel so comfortable. You know, it's my first surgery. I was already hungry. I haven't ate all day. And they're just, drawing my blood every second minute. I was overwhelmed. So they ended up playing Beyonce for me before they went under. So fast forward to post-surgery, I wake up, I'm in my room, and I'm not in pain, which is kind of shocking because, you just came out of surgery and they really just went inside you and removed something. So you would think to be in excruciating pain. So I wasn't in pain, and I wasn't on any pain meds. So the only thing that hurt the most was my uvula because of the turbination, which that if you do have to do that, I would ask the doctor if there's any other way that they can allow you to breathe during the surgery, because they cause so much damage to my uvula that it's swollen. And that was like the worst part of the surgery, was my tonsils were swollen as well, but my uvula being swollen because it was so hard for me to swallow anything. So they give me the antibiotics and so forth, and I was like, I really want to know what they did to me. So I lift my shirt up. I'm not going to show you guys because it's still healing, but I lift my shirt up, and what happened is that they went through my belly button, and then they went through the side of my stomach, and then they went down below my my pelvic, and I guess they pumped my stomach up with gas, which was one of the symptoms after the surgery. Was I had a lot of gas, a lot of diarrhea, a loss of appetite, like I was so full, like I felt like I ate like a feast, and I had shoulder pain. And that's very common after having an appendectomy, by having shoulder pain. So they bring me breakfast. I'm thinking about to bring me some like scrambled eggs, some pancakes, and some orange juice. They bought me like 3 different types of soups, and they all were nasty. So I had soup for breakfast, and then I had soup for lunch. And for me to be discharged, I had to consume a solid food. So I'm like, okay, my uvula is swollen. It's very, very, very discomforting to swallow anything right now. So let me play y'all real quick. Y'all gave me some mashed potatoes. So so I eat the mashed potatoes, and they're like, okay, Mr. Blake, you can go home now. So I go home. Also, the worst part of this was probably the medication that they give you. It's not medication for a long time. It's probably going to last you like 2 days, depending on your circumstance. But it made me so drowsy. My eyes were so sensitive to the light. You can't drive. You can't lift anything up. You can't do sudden movements. And like when you get up and walk, like especially after like a meal, you will feel like so bloated and so loaded that you'll walk like this. And I'm glad they didn't give me stitches. They either stitch you up or they glue you. So they did the skin glue, which is really cool. Even though I still think they destroyed my belly button. So right now I'm a week post-surgery, and I'm feeling 100% better. You know, there's some days when my belly button's on fire. And I, you know, usually if you sleep, it's okay. I usually sleep naked. But now I sleep with the shirt on because I don't want to cause any. I would advise to sleep with the shirt on or like a crop top or anything, just so you can protect like your chest and your belly and all that stuff from like rubbing against your bedding and probably like irritating the wounds. So I'm better now. They'll tell you no driving, no sex, no lifting up anything, and that's about it. And like I said, like it's been a week and since the surgery, and my uvula, which is the small little punching bag thing in the back, is still swollen. So I still don't eat certain foods because it's very discomforting to swallow. So I'd stick to oatmeals and soups, sometimes cereal. But yeah, you know, for someone to be like, hey, you have to have surgery and you really just came in to get something checked out, it can be frightening. But if you do have to get your appendix removed, you'll be okay. Do not wait. If you ever feel like a pain in the right lower abdomen, do not wait to get it checked. You really want to get it like done and removed and out the way. So yeah, I'm doing better, and hopefully I'll be back to work in about a couple of days. So far, I've been out of work for like a week, so it's different for others. But wish you guys the best. Bye.